Hi guys, welcome to the State of Crypto, one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I'm your host Martin, and this is episode 246. Greyscale buys Bitcoin. Is the Fed Bitcoin's best friend, and XRP approves gets approved from U.S. money transfers, which is pretty cool. Hi, thank you for joining us, guys. Again, happy Tuesday. I hope you're having a great time. If you're catching the stream live, welcome. And if you're catching the replay and have any suggestions, please leave us a comment below. I really want to know what you're thinking. Now, if you want to be up to date with the latest crypto-related news, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button and that bell so you're notified when we go live. And yeah, if you want to keep on chatting with us once the stream is done, you can join us on the Discord. Links in the description. So it's a link to the amazing articles that we cover here. Twitter link will pop up somewhere around here if you guys want to join us afterwards. And yeah, Bitcoin difficulty just adjusted 6%. For mining, you mean? Minus 6%? That's probably because some miners left, right? And we talked about like 20% of the miners probably going out, man. That's not necessarily the best. So yeah, we do have a couple news today. By the way, I'm wearing this awesome like Batman shirt, man. It's like really tight, man. It's really cool. I didn't even remember I had it, man. It was just like on the back of a drawer, man. That was really tight. Anyways, let's move on to the news, right? What are we going to talk about today? We do have a couple articles to run through. There we go. Let's look at that. Get on here, right? Awesome, man. Greyscale buys 33% of all Bitcoin mined in the last 3 months, man. That's a lot of Bitcoin being bought. Right, Greyscale Investments has bought up 33% of all newly minted Bitcoin over the last 3 months as the asset manager continues to stockpile major currencies, right, or major cryptocurrencies. Now, this is from Bitcoin.com, and this article does come after, I think 20 episodes after we talked about Greyscale buying the first, a third of the Ethereum being made since the beginning of the year, and they were owning 1.1% of the total Ethereum supply, which was huge. Anyways, the investment fund added 60,762 Bitcoin to its Bitcoin trust between February 7th and May 17th. A researcher posted on Reddit that's the equivalent of 607 Bitcoins acquired by Greyscale each day during a 100-day period. Now, Greyscale became aggressive in its acquisitions after April as Bitcoin started halving hype reached fever pitch. Now, about 34% of Bitcoin added during the 3 months were bought in just 17 days amid a checkered spike in the price of Bitcoin targeting 10,000. As of May 17, the Greyscale Bitcoin Trust Fund had a total of 343,954 Bitcoin under management. That's up 21% from the 283,192 Bitcoin they held 100 days earlier. Now, in value terms, the portfolio has soared 3.37 billion from approximately 2.77 billion at the prevailing market prices. Now, Greyscale operates 10 cryptocurrency investment products focused on institutional investors. It currently has more than 3.7 billion worth of digital assets under management, and funds cover Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Zcash, XRP, and more. Anyways, Greyscale aggressive crypto purchases have recently been spotlighted on Ethereum. At the end of April, it had bought about 50% of all newly minted Ethereum since the beginning of the year, and now it holds an equivalent of 1.1% of the Ethereum in circulation, right? So again, a lot of dough, man. They're spending a lot of money getting into Ethereum. That is pretty cool, man. So I hope you guys are still with us. I'm not sure, man. Here it shows me I have 0 viewers. It's been weird with the YouTube, and I know it's not 0 viewers because, like I told you guys, I spot myself in a monitor to make sure the stream is running smoothly. So for some reason it says I got 0, but it's weird. I do, at least I know I have one. Anyways, what else is here, man? The Fed is Bitcoin best friend, right? That's what this article claims. Now, I do like this article. It's pretty good. It says nothing new in equities to watch as an index rise towards a round number and fall back when it touches it. But for a new generation of crypto hodlers, it's a new experience, right? There's always reasons given, ones that are plausible but not inclusive. Classically, the explanation is that the sellers are at, in this case, 10,000, who dump when the price gets close, and sounds likely, right? Anyways, the more sophisticated version is that there are people who bought at 10,000 who then saw the price fall hard and that have been hodling until the price gets back there and then they sell. That is very stupid, right? That's very stupid trading behavior, but I have heard real people say as much, so it's a factor, right? And that, now this is from the article. I'm not making this up. I mean, that's not my opinion. This is straight from the article. However, mathematically, to break any level, never to return on a skewed random walk, the chances of a clean break are about 1 in 5, more or less depending on the underlying trend buried in the randomness or in the random noise. That is to say, if there is a small directional trend inside a big wobbling market, like hello Bitcoin, the price will bash around any arbitrary level many times before it never revisits that level again. This doesn't require the behavior of novice investors behaving strangely or any other theory of conspiracy to make a price appear to approach a level and then fall back. Obviously, we can roll human factor into the theory without them clashing. We can also spout on about support and resistance, and again, it might be a real factor or simply false pattern detection by our pattern-seeking brains. This is what the article is stating. Now, charts are not generally good predictors of the future and work best in crazy times when the markets lose their normal, overwhelmingly random fluctuations. The author goes on to say that he uses charts to help him see where an instrument has been engaged its temperament. And that is something that we do here also, right? I've talked about this before, guys. When someone asks for a new coin, sometimes I go back and look at information from the past, and I said, look, it's really easy to come down here and say this happened because of this and because of that. But I should say, I want to get the flow for how this asset is behaving, right? I want to get the flow for how the market is trading, from how this coin in particular is behaving. And that is very real, man. You're going to get the flow for how an asset is. That way you can try to determine what the trend is, where it might go, how it could potentially behave. That's why sometimes when like you guys request a new asset, I go a little bit farther back and then try to get the flow for how things are moving, right? Anyways, he says that he draws a few lines and he keeps it incredibly simple. And that's something I told you guys also. Keep it simple, guys. It is the best way to go. You make less mistakes. If you want to look for and force information to be there, you're going to find information there. Whether it's real or not, it's going to depend. So if you keep it simple, that's the best way to go. If you find divergence and you have that potential, it could go up. Likely it's going to go up. If you have divergence that says it's going to go down, it likely will go down. But if you find divergence that says it's going to go down and you want to find an excuse for the price to go up, you're going to find one. But you're just fooling yourself and to thinking that the market is going to do whatever you want it to do. And that is not how you should be trading. Anyways, charts are perfect predictors of the past, and that has some value because it gives context. Again, I do agree with that point. It goes on to say that with the halving behind the Bitcoin investor, the price should soon be through 10,000. The Federal Reserve has said it will do whatever it takes while encouraging the government to spend like a sailor. Now, that's dull for masses in floods of dollars. So what currency should you hold? That I guess that's what they're asking. When Europe is printing and Japan is printing and China is printing and so on and on. Couple that with what looks like international coordination to competitively devalue, and it's hard to think of a place to get out of, or basically a way to get out of all this monetary easing, right? That's happening around the world. So the article does say that he has as much Bitcoin as sensible diversification allows. I do believe that he should probably hold more Bitcoin. I'm not sure how much he's holding. I'll tell you something. I do agree that there's a lot of money being printed to try to solve issues. That means your money is being devalued. However, with all the printing that is going on, you don't see Bitcoin like soaring through the skies, and then like the US dollar losing a lot of value, right? Sometimes we hear that the Fed is printing money, and Bitcoin like raises a little bit, maybe not enough, but still, I guess at some point in time it's gonna catch up, and we're gonna have like really expensive Bitcoins in the future, right? That's why holding Bitcoin, I do believe it's good to have in your portfolio, and in your portfolio of future assets, or potential assets that could like really make you a lot of dough in the future. Has been one of the best performing assets of the last 10 years, right? Now, on to the next article. And it's not loading. There we go. This is from CoinDesk. It says that BMA LLC, the Puerto Rican company that 2 weeks ago filed a lawsuit against Ripple, has accused the BitMEX derivatives exchange of orchestrating the largest financial crime in American history. This little-known firm, formerly known as Bitcoin Manipulation Abatement and controlled by Pavel Pogodin, filed suit in the U.S. court for their District of California on Saturday, alleging that HDR Global Trading, the parent company of BitMEX, perpetrated a vast racketeering conspiracy designed to reap billions in illegal profit. Now, this plot featured wire fraud, money laundering, unlicensed money transmissions, interstate transport of stolen property, and violations of the Racketeering Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, or RICO, BMA alleges. Now, in a statement, HDR spokesperson said that the company was aware of the complaint, which is clearly rehashed from information culled from the internet, and that it would be defending itself vigorously against this spurious claim. Now, BMA has recently emerged as a serial filer of claims against companies operating in the cryptocurrency space, and it is widely recognized for operating just like a patent troll. That's what the statement added. Now, they did go on to say that we will deal with this complaint through a normal litigation process and are entirely confident the court will see the claim for what it is. Now, BitMEX's failure to secure a money transmitter license and its ties to U.S. customers means it processes approximately $3 billion in illicit finances each day. That is what BMA is alleging, which is the record volume for such unlawful activity in the entire history of the monetary regulation in the U.S. Now, BMA also is alleging that BitMEX manipulated the cryptocurrency markets by artificially boosting the price of Bitcoin. The exchange allegedly traded against customers, tied its futures indices to illiquid spot market exchanges that it would then manipulate and capitalize on its schemes with staged technical glitches that prevented customers from exiting their positions. Right now, these are serious allegations against BitMEX. If they are found guilty of this, man, it's going to be a huge case, and probably if it becomes a huge case, a lot of people are going to hear about crypto, but a lot of people are going to be scared by what the exchanges are doing, which is going to have people lose faith in the exchanges, and it could cause some other problems, right? Because we do know, or there's like background noise that people are saying, not just BitMEX, but they're saying that Binance also has fake volume and fake trading, and that they inflate price, and then they buy against, or they sell against the buyers that want to get in at the last minute. So, can these things happen? Probably. Are they happening? Who knows? I think a proper investigation, probably by this lawsuit or whatever they're filing here, will reveal some of that information. On to the next article. Oh, Spotify ads. Yay. What happened there, man? That was trippy. That was trippy, man. Let's play this. There we go. Anyways. Next one. This is from a site I never heard before. It's called Nairametrics. I just think it's like, it just says Ripple third most valuable cryptocurrency gets approval from the U.S. for money transfer. This is from today, 7 hours ago actually. It says Ripple has gotten the attention of the world's biggest economy for money remittances. America's Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has given Ripple approval for its use in cross-border money transfers, and according to a report recently published by America's Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, has been researching new developments in the remittances market, including trends related to digital currencies. U.S. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which plays a major role in protecting America's consumers in the financial sector, wrote on the continued growth and expanding partnerships of companies such as Ripple. Now, the report also noted that the use of Ripple for settlement of cross-border money transfers, by actually stating the Bureau has continued to monitor the continued growth and expanding partnerships of virtual currency companies such as Ripple, which offer both a payment messaging platform to support cross-border money transfers, as well as a virtual currency XRP, which can be used to effect a settlement of those transfers. Now, could this be huge? Yeah, man, this could be a huge potential for XRP, right? Being accepted by a U.S. government body and becoming a potential go-to asset at first for these transactions. I'm pretty sure they're probably going to accept other ones later on, but right now it would certainly seem to highlight the potential that XRP has, or the potential that other institutions are seeing on XRP. Now, I'll just leave it at that right now. I'm going to move on to the next article. Again, we do have some stuff to cover. I do believe the last article, it's good also, although it's a little bit short, because it opens some possibilities, right? So I'll go into this one, then we'll go into the technicals, and then that's going to be it for tonight. Anyways, What's happening? Cryptocurrency exchange Binance has registered a domain name with the Chinese government, and according to public records, the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology in China approved Binance domain name Binance.cn in April, and the domain name is registered under the company Shanghai Binaishi, which Information Technology, which is a similar pronunciation as Binance in Chinese. So I guess you would say Binance or something like that. Anyways, the government record also shows that Binance registered the domain name under the company Shanghai Binance Information Technology LLC, right? As it was first reported, now the only legal representative of this company, Shunxi He, has 2 other companies registered under his name. All 3 of these companies were registered within the past 3 months and possess names that pronounce similar to Binance, basically. Now, the site states that the services it aims to provide in China includes consulting, research, development, charity, and investment in blockchain industry. It also includes a series of explanatory blog posts on a few basic concepts in blockchain, cryptography, and finance. Now, what are things that could be happening here, right? Either Binance is going to open a Binance China exchange, which would seem to pose a different idea as to what China wants to do, because we believe that China was against crypto. Now they become a little bit crypto friendly, but now they're gonna actually even go as far as allowing exchanges. And we know that people were exchanging crypto off the market. We knew that there were reports that Binance was trying to set something up, and there was even this whole like battle going on Twitter where Binance said like, oh, those are news, that's fake information floating around, whatever. I think they are going ahead, and I believe this is the game that like it seems like China plays, right? Where they said, no, we're not going to do that. And then they just go ahead and do what they're saying they're not going to do. So again, it's probably one of those things we've got to look at where they said they're not going to do and believe that they're just going to go ahead with that. So if this goes through and Binance opens a exchange in China, a legitimate exchange, it's probably going to open it's going to open for a lot of people to start trading, which could be huge. Another option could be that someone is buying these exchange names, right? Or these names that Binance could use under domains to later on sell them to Binance once they want to go into China, right? But I do believe that China is trying to get into, Binance is trying to get into the Chinese market, right? Probably to be one of the first legit exchanges trading there. Anyways, Huobi has been running similar blockchain as a service campaign in China, and is a member of the Blockchain Service Network, an organization supported by the Chinese government backed think tank State Information Center to provide the blockchain technology as a service to both domestic and overseas business, right? And again, if these exchanges go through, and we know that there's a chance that China is setting up their digital yuan, what we could find is that these exchanges are how these digital yuans are going to be distributed to people, right? It could be a potential, it could be the possibility, right? And it's probably why they're probably going to be setting up in China. So that's some of the things I wanted to talk about. We're going to move on to the technicals. Guys, stick with us really briefly. I'm going to play this very small intro. Gives me time to set up here on the side the technicals. And I'll be right back, right? Just stick with us one quick second. We are back. Thank you guys for joining us and sticking with us through this small screen. If you like what we do, you know what to do. Hit that like, that bell, and that sub. Let's talk crypto, right? What's happening with the crypto sphere? Yesterday, money flew into the crypto sphere, 0.41%. Today, losing 0.21, approximately $564 million. Not too much. This can be recovered easily. Sitting at $264.36 billion in market cap. Benny, how's it going, man? What's good, bro? Yo, I have news for you, man. I have bad news for you, actually. JCPenney stopped trading on the NYSE, bro, and it's probably gonna be bought up by Amazon now. I hope you were able to get your money, man. I was looking at news today because I was looking at the ticker. I want to see where it was gonna go. You sold it on profit. That's good, man. I'm glad, brother. Great you did that, right? Now, I did have this article here. I didn't touch it. I was gonna touch it once I got there, but it says like NYSE to suspend trading on JCPenney. That was from a day ago. And then today we have, is Amazon about to buy JCPenney? So there's speculation. Amazon's stock actually went up on this. So again, remember how I told you JCPenney was probably not going to be a good in? I'm glad that you made money. I'm not sure how much money you made. I was seeing hell of a risk going in there, man. It was really crazy. It was going downhill. There was no way it was going to recover. I told you it was going to have a bad quarter. And particularly right now with COVID, they're probably going to be struggling a lot. So their Q1 probably got hit. Their Q2 is probably going to take a hit as well. So it's still going to be determined what they're going to do, right? So I'm glad you sold at a profit, man. You bought CTRC at 31, and 5 minutes later you sold at 40. Right, that's cool, man. I'm not sure which one is CTRC. I'll look at that in a second, man. But that's pretty dope, man. I'm glad that you're making money. Bitcoin Jack actually sent me a link for another where is the Discord? I didn't type it right. Let me open up the Discord here on the side. Bitcoin Jack actually sent me something about this other BART, right? That exchange went like crazy, right? It says BART to Bitcoin. It just went up 2,326%. That's freaking insane, man. That is, I'm not sure if that's pump and dump, if they got listed in an exchange of what's happening, but that was insanely crazy pump, man. I've been going on TradingView searching for all-time lows, anything oversold, and even scalping. Okay, cool, man. Scalping, I guess that's what you want to say. Yeah, man, that's a good way to do it, right? That's a good way to do it, man. Yeah, I'm glad you're doing something like that. There are some projects, like I'm glad you're going into stocks also. Certainly crypto, although good, it's high risk also. And stocks should also be a little bit easier, right? You have more history to look at. They're a little bit more data rich, so you can have more infer a little bit more stuff about where trends could go or markets could go. You're still in Ncash, that's good, man. Anyways, like I said, losing a little bit of market cap, 264.59 billion, right? Sitting at that. So Bitcoin dominance at 67.87. I'll keep on moving through this, man. We'll keep on chatting as you keep on typing stuff. But sitting at 67.87 yesterday. Market cap gained very little, 0.27 today, losing 0.06. Again, 67.87% of market cap. The price of Bitcoin at 9,754 and 22 cents. Where are we at, man? Where are we at? What are we doing with Bitcoin, right? Do we have something? Those are questions that everyone's asking. We had divergence, we broke down, right? We tried to climb. We fought this area, right? 9,650. We're still above it, so I'm still in Bitcoin. I didn't close my position. I'll tell you why in a second. Again, probably going to move down again. It looks like it's going to be a red day. We might even come down here, touch this area again, 9,650, and see if we hold it. Although every time we go higher, we're making lower highs than the previous high, right? Or at least that's what it would seem like if I place here. Yeah, this is still slightly higher. This closed at 9,783. This closed at 9,777. So, yeah, like $5 up above, right? So still slightly higher. Again, positive momentum, lower here on the RSI. So all congruent. Nothing to look at on the daily. Really, nothing too hot happening. Starting to get contraction of the Bollinger Bands. Above the 20 still. Not looking that bad right now. But also not looking that good because failing to make higher highs means that we were weak. We cannot go higher. Again, this positive momentum this negative momentum, is dying out. I'm waiting for this to really die out and make positive momentum and hopefully go for that 10,243. First 10,000, see if we break it, and then 10,243. Again, overbought at 62.95 on the RSI. Let's go on the 4 hours, right? We call this divergence. We moved down, we tried to rally, failed to make a higher high, had to make positive momentum. Low, higher low, negative momentum, less negative momentum. Low on the RSI. Similar point on the RSI. We could say we're not making a bullish divergence, right? We could say it's taking us some strength to get to the same level, right? So again, we were a little bit weak, right? Again, managing to go above, holding the 20, which is good, right? It hit the 20, bounced last candle, and right now sitting at that 9,751. Again, a movement down could potentially see us hit the 20. We're starting to get contraction on all the Bollinger Bands, meaning we could get a wild movement happening on Bitcoin, right? And again, sitting above 9,650, which is good. Now, did we hit this area? Yes, yesterday, right? We also hit this area, 9,565. On the dot, man, this movement down, low, 9,560. We have the 9,565, so like $5 off. Again, very, very good supports that we traced, right? We said we could still come down here. We did. and that's all good. So I know we're holding good. It's just being weak to rise, and it could be that we're accumulating in this area, right? And again, it's something that we could be expecting before we actually get the next movement to happen. Again, yet to be determined if it's going to be to the upside or the downside. If we manage to hold this area, we could certainly try to pull to the upside. If we lose this area, we could technically then, you know, go to the downside. And it's going to depend on how much contraction we get on the Bollinger Bands. Neutral on the RSI at 56.53. Let's go to the 1 hour. All right, this is why I didn't sell. Remember how we said we were going to come low, right? And then we could get another low? And that's what we did, right? We were here last night on the stream. I told you guys, look, we closed where we wanted to. We finally made that divergence. We had divergence from here to here. It didn't play out. We knew we could still go down. We went down. We created divergence still. From then, we pumped, and that was a good movement, man. We called this out live yesterday, so if you took that position, good for you. Again, this is not financial advice. You don't have to do what I said. I'm just pointing out what's out there, and I said potential that we started like curve off and rally, right? And what do? We just stagnate a little bit, and then we started to rally, right? And that was a good rally, man. This came with strength. It actually broke through that 9,650 like nothing, and then we're still holding it, which is good. Again, where are we at, man? High, lower, high, positive, less positive. Positive, more positive. All right, cool. So part of the reason we probably moved down from here is because we were creating some kind of hidden divergence, right? Sorry about that. Spotify ads. Play something else here. Another 1 hour, and that's good. All right. All right. So we're going from a high to a lower high, positive momentum to more positive momentum. On the other side, we don't have it. We're congruent with the market. But here we're creating bearish divergence, hidden price action to the downside. Down we moved, held this area right now, 9,650. We broke through it briefly, gap down, got strength, broke above it, even above the 20 on that move. Managed to hold the 20, and right now we're hitting the 20 again and getting a bounce. So again, the 20 is being key. We're getting tightness of the Bollinger Bands happening on the 1 hour. If we manage to move down again and hit the 20 and hold it, we could potentially explode to the upside, and that would be a good movement. It could probably get us around that 9,900 area, or potentially that 10,000 area, right? And finally make a higher high. Neutral on the RSI at 56.14. That's it for Bitcoin right now. I'm gonna move on to Ethereum. Again, if I move a little bit quickly, it's been a long day, man. I started even late today, 5 minutes late, because I finished some stuff from work. Jump in here. Nah, as soon as this is done, I gotta jump back into work. So, yeah. It's been a hectic day today. Losing the 20, right? Yesterday, losing 0.32%. Today, losing 0.39% market cap. Sitting at 8.97%. Price of Ethereum at $213.50. Going slightly higher, right? We called divergence yesterday. Starting to move down. Hit the support where we had it, right? That 618 at 213.29. Right? That's where we're at right now. Hitting low, right? Sitting at 213.50, very, very close. Again, very valid supports we have, and resistances, right? So again, if we lose this, we'll probably head for the 20. If we lose the 20, head to 193. That's what we're looking at. Nothing developing, right? Just this bearish divergence we called yesterday. Let's go to the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, we called bearish divergence a couple days ago on the 17th. Moved down. Really trying to fight for this area. Have not made a higher high than the previous high. Whoa, we have actually. I think it's in a gap though. And we're probably making the same high. Same high. Going from positive to less positive. So again, kind of bearish divergence happening there. Medium bearish divergence, potential price action to the downside, right? So again, watch out for this. This could potentially bring lower prices. We also have that happening here on the RSI, right? Going to a lower point. Again, sitting bought at 61.56. Let's look at another chart. Make sure we confirm this information, right? In this chart, we don't have that, right? We're going from a high to a lower high. Let's look at another chart. High to a lower high. So it could be exclusive to that chart. So let's see, high to a same height, I believe. What was the closing here? 210.12. Sorry, the opening 214.85. Closing 214.84. All right, so this is technically the same height. Again, we have it on two charts. We're missing it on two charts. There could be a chance that the charts are off, and that's fine at different exchanges. So we just proceed with care, right? We have this divergence developing on two of the charts we looked at. We don't have it on two of the charts we look at. So again, potential that it might not play out, right? Neutral bought, sorry, at 61.18 on the RSI. Let's go to the 1 hour. What is happening on the 1 hour? We call divergence, right? Sorry, this is the 1 hour? Yeah, it's 1 hour on Ethereum, right? Yeah, I was looking at this site, probably pre-stream. No, this is from the 4 hours. What am I talking about? They just came here to chill with us. See, it trips me when I don't anchor stuff to its time frame. I was like, man, did I do this pre-stream? No, I usually put the stuff on orange. So I know I haven't shifted stuff, so there we go. Alright, so what's happening? Negative momentum, right? We're going higher with less negative momentum. That's all fine. We start making it higher, right? Positive momentum. Higher than the previous high. That would be this one, right? So again, we're going from here to here, right? Higher high. And we're also going higher here. So again, we're all good. We don't have anything going on that's bad. From here to here, we would probably say that we're going lower. Yes. So on the other side, there we go. Right, movement down. And here, movement up. Again, getting bearish divergence. Strong potential movement to the downside. And down, I believe we are moving now, right? Hitting the 20, getting a bounce. Again, areas that we know we can bounce, right? The 20 simple moving average is key. So again, bouncing to the 20, that's good. Breaking above the 200 and whatever this was, 212.29, 213.29, I can't remember. Somewhere on that area. But again, getting that bounce, which is good. Let's close above this area and move on, right? Neutral on the RSI at 54.61. Let's move on to XRP, man. I forgot to tell on Twitter that I'm live. There we go. We're live, Twitter. What's happening with dominance for XRP? Yesterday it lost 0.55. Today's gaining 0.22. Sitting at 3.42% of market cap. The price of XRP at 20 cents, 20.518 cents. Where are we at? Finally above this area, 20.339. Yesterday we were flirting with it. We were slightly below it, and I was worried that we were not going to get above it again. I'm glad we recovered again below the 20 still. Negative momentum decreasing. Neutral on the RSI at 51.55. Nothing happening here. Let's move on to the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, again, divergence, right? We called this out yesterday. Movement to the downside. Downward move, hit the 20, bounce. Started to get moved right above that 20.339, which is good. And now it seems that we're holding it, but we're not getting too far from it. Again, tightness off the Bollinger Bands coming in. Let's wait and see how this keeps on developing, right? Again, the 20 seems to be right on that 23.39 area, and the 20 is at 20.333 actually. So very close. Again, high, lower high, going with less positive momentum, also lower on the RSI. Nothing here on the 4 hours. Sitting at 55.13 on the RSI. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. On the 1 hour, we're calling divergence, right? We're looking for this hidden divergence. I said if we move down, we're not gonna get it. I didn't go back to this post stream. We did move down, right? Are we still slightly higher than the previous one? Yes, I think we are, man. I think we barely are. Opening 2140. Sorry, yeah, opening 2140. Closing 2141. 2140, so like 0.00001 cent higher. I mean, it could in theory just be sideways motion, and then we're expanding on the bottom part. That would not be a bullish divergence for any reason, but the fact that this is like 0.0001, if you want to get to technical, it would create strong hidden bullish. Look, to be honest, this is just pumping because Bitcoin pumped, right? Not because of these technicals. This, we kind of lost it. So again, I'm just going to remove it. We kind of had it, but we kind of lost it, right? Again, going slightly higher. Very, very slight higher, right? So yeah, let's get rid of this stuff here. Let's look at what's happening here shorter term. High, lower high. Right, so, see high. Slightly higher. I do believe we're slightly higher. What did we close here at? 25.0. What do we open here? 25.35. So yes, slightly lower, right? Creating hidden bearish, moving down. Again, following Bitcoin mainly, right? That's all the coins are doing. Sitting at a 20 right now. About to get a bounce. That's good. Do you have something bullish? No, nothing bullish. That's about it for this, right? Sit on XRP. If you want to call this sideways motion, and you can, then we can argue that we have medium bearish divergence developing on this, and it broke down on that, right? Anyways, that's it. That's it for XRP. Let's move on to something else. Let's move on to Litecoin. What is happening with Litecoin? Yesterday it gained dominance, 0.68. Today's gaining still 0.11, sitting at 1.12% of market cap. The Price of Litecoin, $45.66. We had divergence, getting that moving up. Nice. Getting above the 20, which is good again. Good stuff happening here, right? We had moved down. I'm glad we regained the 20 right now. Looks like we might test it again on the daily. Start to make positive momentum. Neutral on the RSI at 53.82. Not a lot happening on the dailies, right? Everything's playing up the 4 hours. What do we had here? Hidden bullish, right? Right, we called this out. Potential action to the upside, and we rose like champs. This was prior to stream ending, so let me just adjust to where we actually ended. Hit the 20 and we bounce, and that's good, right? That's what we expect to see when we hit the 20 simple moving average. Now we're trying to get high with less positive momentum, but again, not as high as here, so nothing developing yet. Bought at 62.55 on the 1 hour. We had divergence, bullish also, right? Let me adjust to where we were at by the time the stream closed. Again, we still have this hidden bullish divergence. Price action to the upside. We rose nicely. And now we're going higher with more positive momentum, right? So again, all congruent on Litecoin. Not a lot happening here. Let's wait and see. This potential movement to the upside, if we get it, we might create some divergence there and potentially go down. Still yet to be determined. Sitting bought at 60.65 on the RSI. I don't believe I'm missing anything. High, lower high, right? Less positive momentum, lower on the RSI. From here to here, we're climbing, we're going higher. So again, it all looks legit and congruent. That's it. Let's move on to Binance. What's happening with Binance? Yesterday gained dominance, 3.26. Today's losing 0.64, sitting at 1.01% of market cap. Yes, finally, Binance above 1%. I wanted to see that, man. It's good for it, right? Price of Binance, $17.05. Look at this nice movement to the upside, right? Hit the 20, we opened at the 20, started to move up. Right now, we're starting to move up, move down a little bit, but not too much. Making positive momentum finally. Neutral on the RSI at 56.86 on bullish divergence, right? We called this out. Now let's move on to the 4 hour. What are we going to see on the 4 hour? We had bearish divergence. We moved down, hit the 20 and bounce, right? That's good. Then we had talked about this yesterday. We were here yesterday, moving down, hitting the 20. Talked about a potential bounce, which is good. Now we're going higher. We're making more positive momentum. 569. 617. Yes, definitely. Also higher on the RSI. So nothing bearish happening here. We're not going to trace anything bullish. And let's go to the 1 hour, right? What's happening with the 1 hour? We're going higher with less. Okay, cool. Finally, something to call here. Bearish divergence. Price action to the downside. We're starting to move down on that. Probably going to hit the 20 and see if we bounce, right? Again, where are we going from? 71.41, 71.64. So we don't have it on the RSI. It will just seem that we have it here on the MACD, and again, potential movement to the downside. We had this bullish divergence. We called it out yesterday, potentially to move to the upside, and like we got very nice move, right, from like 16.32 cents all the way up to 17.28 cents, right? So good gains. If you bought in here at a low, you probably got $1 in, so not that bad. That's it for Binance. Let's move on to. Let's move on to gold and silver real quick. What's happening with gold and silver, man? Silver still climbing. Yay, good. Again, we got probably going to head up to this area at 17.976 or somewhere around there. We do have the 786, right, at 19.962 actually. And so we're going to test it. Again, we're creating bearish divergence. Strong potential move to the downside. We're overbought at 78.84. So just keep an eye out for that. Gold. What's it doing, man? It's starting to climb again, right? Still creating this bearish divergence. Strong potential movement to the downside. Bought at 62.92. Again, potentially it could move down. What's happening with the markets? S&P down 30 points. We had divergence. Nikkei up 299 points. I believe we might finally be making divergence. We didn't have anything yesterday, right? We were lower. Right now, as you can tell, we're definitely going here. And are we going lower here? I'm not going to call it here on the RSI. I'm just going to call it here on the MACD. So we're creating bearish divergence. Potentially, we could move down, right? Toronto up 246. But again, still lower than the previous highs. Flirting with the 20 and getting tightness of the boundary bands. London down 4 points. We had divergence? Yes, we still have divergence, but we just moved down on it. All right, cool. Let's look at the Dow. What is happening with the Dow Jones, man? The Jones, Mr. Jones. Moving down, right? Cool. Do we have something? No, we didn't call anything here, so that's good. we don't have much, right? We're getting tightness off the Bollinger Bands, which is good. We might get an explosive move on the Dow, right? But look at how much it can channel, right? This was over a couple months, man. This was the September, October, right? Since October, we had tightness of the Bollinger Bands until it exploded. Right now, we're getting tightness, but we're not as tight as we were back here, right? Let's go to the US 30. What happened here? We had divergence here. We did say we could potentially move down. We moved down. Finally, we're starting to move up today. Let's wait and see how this keeps on playing out and how the market goes by the time the bell opens. Again, that's going to be a good indicator as to where the market could go. So that's it for this. Let's move on to oil. Brent. What happened? Divergence. Downside. Starting to get a bounce. Good. We had divergence, right? Another Brent oil on another chart. Again, same stuff, right? Divergence, potential movements. And again, we're getting those. Bearish divergence, by the way, just to clarify. West Texas, again, same movements, right? Bearish divergence, starting to move down, but not too much. Again, right now it seems like we're moving sideways. And this could certainly imply that we could potentially try to rise here. Right? And that could be good, right? Getting a little bit higher on oil. Now, JCPenney, unfortunately, is off. Benny, I'm going to look at in cash. Let's look at in cash, man. In cachet. What was happening here? We called bearish, moving to the downside, and down we moved, right? So that was all good until then. Let's see what else we have going on here. Alright, we're still making positive momentum, so we don't have anything on the daily. Below the 20, we seem to be rejecting it, so I'm not sure what this asset's going to do yet. Let's go to the 4 hours, see if we get a better clue. Last time we called was bullish, right? And pumped, so good. Good stuff there. Let's see here. High, lower, high, less positive momentum. Higher on the RSI, right? Look, I'm going to go from this high to this high on the 4 hour, right? And look at what we have down here, man. Look at this, right? By the way, if you guys want to know what we're talking about, hit that like, that bell, and that sub. That way you're going to be notified when we go live. Bearish divergence, right? Hidden. Action to the downside. We move down. Hitting the 20 right now. Below the 20. Rejecting it. Not good. Neutral on the RSI at 46.21. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. On the 1 hour. Going higher. More positive momentum. Again, the RSI is screwed on the 1 hour, so I'm not going to look at it. I'm just looking for divergence happening here. So, okay, cool. We do have we had divergence, right? Going slightly higher. As you can tell, even from here, wherever point we anchor here, we're still less than over here. So making hidden bullish potential pump. We got the pump, lost the 20, and we've been below the 20 since. Again, getting that worse pressure, right? Big chance this could come down on price and create divergence. It's going to take a lot of strength for this to move down, right? And you're probably going to create some strong bullish divergence and potentially get a pump. Neutral on the RSI at 45.36. Again, if you guys want to look at any particular asset in general, just let me know, and we'll definitely look at that. It can be a stock or whatever asset, you know, so long as it's here on TradingView, we'll look at that. Let's look at DVT real quick, man. I'm logged out, apparently. Yes, I'm logged out. And I told you about this other coin that I was looking at yesterday that I even told Bart. Bart, this is still up, man. Insane amounts. What the hell happened with this, man? It's trading like way down here forever, man. What? Look on the daily. On the daily, oh man. Is it all-time highs? No, it's not all-time highs. But it's certainly a good high. We have not seen that high since January 10th, apparently. So it could be pump and dumps on this. It seems like we get those spikes every so often, right? Look, that spike was way back here. Right? And we've been getting those spikes. Wait, was that spike or was that volume, dude? I hate using TradingView here on this exchange, man. Not good. I'm gonna have to throw some lines here. Alt-H. That's gonna make it easier for me to move sideways now and see when. Okay, last time we hit that was, yes, on October 10th, actually. I think we had some wicks there, and probably had a wick here on March, right? But again, it could be a pump and dump on this, man. I'm not sure why it gets these spikes every now and then. Particularly without knowing the project, it would be hard to gauge why we're getting these spikes, right? Now, I was looking at another one yesterday. I think it was Nostro or Noster or something like that. That one took an insane pump, right? Look, this one up like crazy yesterday. Or 2 days ago. I can't remember, man. I even told Benny, like... not Benny, sorry. I told Bitcoin Jake. Check this out, man. It was like going insane. I'm looking at it on the daily. Why do I not have data now? It probably pulled back. It disappears when I get to... today, right? The fuck this off, man. This is weird. Alright, cool. It's sitting at 0.001. That's what I was looking at for this one. Sorry, Bitcoin Jake. I messed up. I was telling you about this project because it was at all-time lows, right? We're like sitting at 0.01 Bitcoin, or 1 Bitcoin in total. So yeah, that's what it's worth. It just has an insane amount of pressure, though. You have to buy like 1,215 million units to move this to the next level and try to sell there. So this probably doesn't have any trading volume. That's why this is so shady, dude. Now, I remember why I pointed out this project. It was because it was so cheap, dude. It was like, is it right to be that low? But anyways, BART, 199, right? 1,990 sats. Man, this took an insane hit. Like, I'm not sure why it bounced so high. Again, that's huge, man. Last movement it had was to like 183, man. I just went ballistics. I'm not sure who or why this pumped so hard. Anyways, there's a lot of small projects that have very, very small market caps that they can be moved very easily by someone coming in and buying like $1,000 worth of it. I know Bitcoin Jake did something similar. Not to say that he moved the market, but he did buy like 1,400 units. Yeah, or 1.4 million units, sorry, of DVT. So he owns like 10% of the circulating supply or something like that. That's an insane amount, bro. And he's still adding to his position, man. He's crazy, man. I'm not sure why he's doing that. He's probably seeing something I'm not seeing here. But I do like that he's determined to add to his position on that project, man. He probably believes in that hardcore, and that's good, man. If you believe in a project, you should back it, right? Again, there's a lot of projects here that have insane gains. You try to go for like 0.5 total supply. But you're already over that, man. You're already over that like 0.5% of total supply. You said there's like, how many million out there? 14 million? And you own like 1.4 million? So you're at like 10% of the supply, bro. Yeah. Oh, so you're trying to get like 0.5% of the total supply like ever made. Alright, cool. That's going to take a lot of dough. You can probably get it in rewards from mining, dude. I still haven't set up my miner for that. Or my, not miner, but my UTXO for that. So I need to set that up. And then transfer the money there. But again, on this exchange, dude, I've seen a lot of projects that have insane movements. Like this one hit like 91% gains. That's so freaking insane, dude. And again, out of nothing, man. Out of nothingness. And it had been there before on like the 5th of April. Or sorry, the 4th of May, sorry. That's insane, man. That's insane how this like a low cap projects move, man. But again, there's probably not a lot of selling and not a lot of buying, so you can get stuck in your position for a while, man. Bitcoin Jake saying he can also mine its SHA-256 also. I'm not sure what that is, man. You can mine it? I guess. I'm not sure. Maybe, man. Let's play something else here, man. I got stuck with the music. There we go. Default is, okay. SHA-256 mineable. Okay, cool. That's cool, I guess. I'm not sure if I'm going to mine it, though. That is cool. For some reason, Google thought I was talking to it, and I didn't even say Google. And it just popped something up here. That's so weird, right? What the hell, man? Now I lost my monitor. There we go. I can see myself again. Awesome. So, yeah, man. Again, a lot of small cap price. CBS, man. I'm not sure what these do, but look, man, it did take a bad hit, right, from 0.23 to 0.16, and it took an insane bounce to 30, man, like almost 100%. So you're seeing 87.5% gains on this. Again, can you sell it though? That's the whole problem with these projects, is being able to sell them, right? If there's no liquidity, you're gonna be stuck on that position, man, for like an eternity. Anyways, oh man, what's happening with cash? Oh, it's moving down. Yeah, we talked about that, right? Potentially moving down. Bitcoin, what's happening with the Bitcoin? Hitting the 20, man, trying to get a bounce from there. And we also talk about moving that to that area, right? Hitting the 20 and try to see if we bounce, man. So that's good. Let's test that baby and see if we bounce, man. Again, we have support immediately, right? If we break this, we have 9,560 that can hold potentially, and we'll see from there. Anyways, I think that's gonna be it for tonight, guys. I'm a little bit tired again. I still have work to do, so we're gonna call it a stream for tonight. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, guys, this is Instead of Crypto. This is your house, your home. You can come here and chill with me whenever you guys want. Thank you for being here tonight, Benny. Thank you for being here, Bitcoin Jake. I'm not sure who else is here. I didn't see anyone else saying hi, but thank you all for joining us and sticking with us. It's so humbling that there's people here that like want to come here and chill with me at doing this, right? But again, thank you all. This is Instead of Crypto. I'm your host, Martin. It was a genuine pleasure being here with you guys tonight. I hope you have a great Tuesday night. That's going to be all for tonight. I'll catch you tomorrow for another edition of Instead of Crypto. Until then.